What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global here, back with another video, and in this one, I want to talk a little bit here about the trade deadline, more specifically some rumors involving the New England Patriots centered around the trade deadline. The trade deadline is rapidly approaching here. November 1st at 4 p.m. is the trade deadline. After that, trades will not be able to be made until March of next year when the new league year starts and free agency begins. Now, I'm going to be totally honest, I almost totally forgot here about the trade deadline because in recent years, the trade deadline is heavily talked about. So many rumors league-wide are going around about teams acquiring about other players, teams that are interested in trading for a player, players who are being put on the block. But this year, no one's talking about it. Really, the only moves that have happened is Robbie Anderson getting traded from the Panthers to the Cardinals, multiple Panthers players being on the trade block, including Christian McCaffrey, and then a couple of these rumors here, again, about the Patriots. Other than that, I've heard absolutely nothing, and the Patriots are usually a team that is pretty active at the trade deadline, whether that's trading for a player or looking to potentially trade one of their own players. And you guys read the title, you clicked on the video for a reason. You know we're going to be talking about Kendrick Bourne here, and we talked even before the season started that the New England Patriots were receiving trade calls on their wide receivers, on Jacoby Myers, Nelson Aguilar, and Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne has been a favorite by many teams in the NFL, and he has a very heavy market for a multitude of different reasons, all of which we're going to be talking about in today's video. Before we get into all the details, guys, please make sure you leave a big thumbs up on this video. Of course, hit that subscribe button for all your New England Patriots news, breakdowns, and rumors. And of course, comment below in the comment section below if you think the Patriots should trade Kendrick Bourne and why, and if you think that they're going to trade Kendrick Bourne. Now, Jeremy Fowler here for ESPN did report that multiple teams have been calling the Patriots lately about Bourne. This is not just the rumors back from before the season started, but this is actually over the last couple of weeks. Teams have been continuing to call the Patriots, especially with the lack of playing time that Kendrick Bourne is getting. Although Jeremy Fowler did not list the teams, there are a few teams that I do believe are suitors for Kendrick Bourne, and a couple of teams that I predict are calling the Patriots. Now, one of the big reasons that Kendrick Bourne has such a big market is because of that contract. He's only making about $3.5 million for this year, and next year it's not much more. He's on a very friendly contract for a receiver that last year was pushing 1,000 yards. He's currently about wide receiver 4 on the Patriots depth chart, at least from where he's playing. On any other team, he's likely going to be that team's wide receiver 2. And getting a wide receiver 2 that, again, just last year almost pushed 1,000 yards for just a little over $3 million is an absolute steal. Not to mention that you're not getting a guy that you're only getting for under contract for less than a whole season. You're getting him under contract for the rest of 2022 and in 2023. Unfortunately, there's another part of this storyline that was reported here, and that's that Kendrick Bourne reportedly would welcome a new change of scenery. Now, don't get that mixed up. It's not that he doesn't like New England. It's not that he doesn't want to be here. Kendrick Bourne loves playing here. Kendrick Bourne has openly come out, said he's loved Boston. Last year, you could see how much fun he was having. You could see the connection that he's had with the coaches. But at the end of the day, Kendrick Bourne is a big locker room guy, a big hype guy, and just in general, a guy that loves playing football. He loves to contribute to the team. And if we take a look here at the amount of offensive snap percentages that he's been playing here, week 1 against Miami, he only played 4%. 4% of the Patriots' offensive snaps with just 2 total snaps. And in that game, he was targeted 1 time with 1 reception for 41 yards. Week 2, he only played about 35% of the Patriots' offensive snaps with a total of 24. Week 3 against the Baltimore Ravens, he played a total of 27% of Patriots' offensive snaps with 18. That was ranked last amongst all their wide receivers that game. Week 4, he played a total of 45% of the Patriots' offensive snaps against Green Bay with a total of 26. And then in Week 5 against the Detroit Lions, he played not a career high, but a season high so far of 57% of the Patriots' offensive snaps with a total of 34. In that game, he was targeted one time, he had one catch for just 1 yard, and then had one rush attempt for -1 yard. The following week here against Cleveland, just this past week for week 6, he played just a total of 6% of the Patriots' offensive snaps with a total of 4. The Patriots are continuously using Kendrick Bourne as their third option at best, but continuously using him as their number 4 to number 5 guy. And with the talent he brings and the talent he's proven several times over his NFL career, unfortunately, I cannot blame Kendrick Bourne for saying, I'd be open to a change of scenery, somewhere that I'm actually appreciated and gonna get snaps. I mean, for God's sake, a guy who was added to the team right before preseason started in Lil Jordan Humphrey didn't make the initial 53-man roster, gets put on the practice squad, ends up getting elevated from the practice squad, then signed to the 53-man roster, and has played more snaps so far this season than Kendrick Bourne. Now look, don't get me wrong. Should Kendrick Bourne be playing 80, 90, 100% of Patriots offensive snaps? No. But at the very, very least, he should be utilized as the Patriots wide receiver 3. I think there's a case for him to be used as wide receiver 2, but I think wide receiver 3 is perfect. Anything less than that, I do feel is disrespectful to him. And then obviously having that fumble against, I believe, the Ravens did not help his case also. I truly believe the Patriots have a real storyline going on with their wide receivers and what they're going to do, because they're in a position where not every guy is going to be able to play, and you have guys that need to be playing more than they're given the opportunity to. With Tyquan Thornton back, that makes the available snaps even more limited. To try to put things a little bit into perspective, the first game back here for Tyquan Thornton against the Cleveland Browns, the order of wide receivers usage-wise went Jakobi Meyers playing 81% of the Patriots' offensive snaps, Devontae Parker coming in at number 2 with 79%, Tyquan Thornton coming in at number 3 with 57%, Kendrick Bourne coming in at number 4 with 6%, Matthew Slater coming in at 5 with 3%, and Lil Jordan Humphrey coming in at 6, playing 0 snaps. Nelson Agholor was dealing with an injury though, so he wasn't active in this game. If the Patriots do not end up trading Nelson Agholor and want Agholor and Tyquan Thornton to be on the field at the same time to kind of have a 1-2 punch with their speed, that pretty much kicks off Kendrick Bourne off this Patriots offensive snap count completely. Which is why, 1, it doesn't surprise me that the Patriots are receiving trade calls about their wide receivers, and 2, it wouldn't surprise me if the Patriots do ship off one of these wide receivers. Jakobi Meyers has been an absolute beast for the Patriots. They obviously love Devontae Parker, playing him at either wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2 on a week-to-week basis. They love the rookie Tyquan Thornton, who's finally healthy now, and expected to be a big part within their system heading forward. Which means if you do want to clear up a little bit of room here in your wide receiver group, which is a little bit banged up, then you're either looking at trading Kendrick Bourne or Nelson Agholor. And unfortunately, the Patriots, 1, seem to be a little bit more fond of Nelson Agholor, and 2, he's been playing a lot more on a week-to-week basis than Kendrick Bourne. Now, like I said before, multiple teams have called the Patriots about their wide receivers, more specifically Kendrick Bourne. We don't know who those teams are, but here's a couple of teams that I could potentially see him going to. Now, first off, Las Vegas. This is an easy one. This is one I think everybody really predicted or really could genuinely see coming. I mean, the Patriots already shipped off Jarrett Stidham and Justin Herron to the Raiders. What makes you think they're not going to make a potential other trade? Josh McDaniels, that connection with Bill Belichick, you know that those two are very fond about making trades with each other, and unfortunately, the wide receiver core there for Las Vegas hasn't exactly been great. It's definitely been a lot more underwhelming than I think anybody expected after making the addition of Devontae Parker there, or Devontae Adams there. And he's a guy that also could end up facing a suspension after pushing a photographer after a loss. Now, another team that I could see being fond of making a trade for Kendrick Bourne would be his old team in San Francisco. The 49ers are a team on the rise for sure, a really good defense, but their offense definitely has some questions. They're a team I predict to make a run in the playoffs, and one of the best ways to make sure you do make a run and a potential Super Bowl run here is to continue to add in areas of need. In that case, that is their passing offense here, as they are ranked at 22nd in the league in passing yards per game. Bourne obviously spent the first 3 years of his career there with the San Francisco 49ers, already has a rapport with Jimmy Garoppolo, who's a starting quarterback there right now. That move would make a lot of sense. Now, another team that I could definitely see looking to make a trade for a wide receiver, easily hands down, is the Green Bay Packers. They come in at 17th in the NFL in passing yards per game. They're a team that's usually in the top 5 at the end of the season in that category, and they're not even pushing top 15 right now. One of the big struggles here for the Packers has been their offense, more specifically that passing offense. They just don't have receivers, especially after Devontae Adams left. And there's not a whole lot of options that they could go to. I think Kendrick Bourne would definitely fit in very well there with Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay, not to mention he definitely have a starting role. And then another under-the-radar team that I haven't heard a lot of people talking about is the New York Giants. Okay, the New York Giants, despite only losing one game and being one of the best teams in the NFL, they're ranked 31st in passing yards per game. If they want to continue to make a push, they want to make a push in the playoffs and at least secure a playoff spot, they need to get better within the passing game. They're only averaging about 154 yards per game, and they have the defense to be able to back it up. Daniel Jones isn't playing bad, and then they really just don't have any wide receivers whatsoever to get that passing game going. They're really relying on Saquon Barkley, and mid to late season, he's just going to be gassed if they keep doing that. So another team that I could definitely see looking to make a trade. At the end of the day, ideally, the Patriots should not trade Kendrick Bourne. They should keep him and find ways to implement him. Essentially, why they're not playing him at the end of the day is just starting to confuse me. I know that there were issues here in the offseason and in training camp and kind of some attitude problems there, but other than that, there doesn't seem to be a pure reason why he should not be playing. Kraft himself has even come out and said that he needs to start playing more, and he just hasn't. The other week, we saw Bill Belichick kind of bark in his ear a little bit on the sideline, so it doesn't seem like it's a good outlook for Kendrick Bourne as we continue to go on. And honestly, as much as I hate to say it, because Kendrick Bourne is one of my favorite players, hands down, for the Patriots, and I thought he was going to have a huge season, if you're not going to play him, out of respect for Kendrick Bourne, and even out of respect for your franchise, trade him. Because if he's just going to sit on the bench, even though he doesn't have a high salary cap, you can get something out of him. I believe the Patriots could get a third-round pick. Again, the contract that he has, very minimal. It's not just a one-year contract. He's still signed for the rest of this year and 2023. And the market he has, you could easily get a second to third-round pick here for Kendrick Bourne. But what are your guys' thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video and subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. But like always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and go Pats.